Angelo here. Welcome to my channel, and welcome back viewers to my stream. And we also have
What
Mono.
up?
Here we go. So both Mono and I are here. We just finished watching, I guess, the community stream with
GhazzyTV,
GhazzyTV.
Crouching Tuna and Grimro.
There we go, GrimroPOE, and that was the 9/1/2021 community podcast. So getting into it, guys.
Before you start,
Yeah, bring it.
we're fucking scrubs. We haven't fought Cirrus yet. We haven't fought Maven yet. I think you died to the Shaper. We haven't beaten any of those bosses yet. And if you guys have beaten them, fantastic. You're better than us.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
a scrub alert.
okay.
Just so they're not listening to this and thinking that we're 36 out of 40 and we've been playing since the inception of 56K. No, we haven't been playing this game that long. We've been playing since the end of Harvest. So
Yeah, or March 2021.
there you go.
The end of March 2021. So yes, we haven't been playing since 2013. This is actually a very, very new experience for us. So we are looking through the newer player perspective.
And if you've been playing since Al Gore created the internet, respect.
Yep, good job. You know, Al Gore made that thing. He made it for you to play some Path of Exile. So, with that scrub alert and semi-noob alert out of the way, let's start what we're talking about. Now, as far as we know, again, we don't know how everything was. We started literally at the end of 3.13. So that's supposedly the best league. And maybe that's why we have good memories of starting the game, because I guess apparently that was the Harvest League. That was the league where everyone's like, this is the best, or the league after Harvest, I guess. I don't know. They
Wasn't
said
it 2 leagues? Because it wasn't it
oh, Heist.
Harvest,
Yeah,
Heist,
that's
and
right.
then it was
Okay, so yeah, so we just came in right after Heist. And then, I guess Heist wasn't very well received, but Harvest was great.
Exalts. Freaking worth doing that. It was so easy.
Oh, because probably you just did, what was it, Karst, and you just ran it through. But, hate to break it to you boys, but the 3.13 dream is dead, apparently, to this podcast. Just having perfect crafts and harvest and everything, the deterministic crafting, they want you to still have a sense of, I found this off. I get it, because if you can always craft everything, it directly impacts how much something costs that came from a monster or from a drop. They want loot to still matter. And sadly, if you look at the way most people play, most people don't open chests. Most people don't pick up things off the floor. Their loot filter is super strict. So the only thing they pick up is currency. They literally do not look at anything on the ground. So the big question there is that, like, I know, like, in this whole thing, that was taboo to say hard mode. But honestly, in my opinion, I feel that's how they're going to try and shuffle away all that useless crap. But again, like you said, slippery slope. If people are used to saying a loot explosion, and now there's no longer a loot explosion, but it's items you would never have picked up anyway, will you remember it? But then I think people will remember it, and then they'll just be like, I don't know. That's why that's something for Triple G to work on. But also, starting off, before people think I'm a super hater, like I've gotten in all my other videos and comments that I've had, the cast here, or the hosts, I feel they did a great job. I heard that they potentially did a meeting.
Yeah, they did a meeting before.
They did a meeting before, outlining all of their questions and having follow-ups. That was key. That was probably one of the best ones, because they all had follow-ups. So anything that they said, they had a question. Bam. If Chris was like, oh, this is the answer, they would, oh, but what about this? Oh, but what about this? There was always a good rebuttal. It was a good discussion, as opposed to the other ones. Now, granted, the last two ones, they were more of like, oh, we have questions, or we're just going off the cuff.
We were the judge and jury, and you're the defendant or something.
Yeah. It was kind of like one of those weird things where it's like, oh, we're grilling you. This is a interrogation. And it's just like, nah, man, it's a discussion. We all love the game here. That's why we're all here watching and learning about it.
Well,
Well,
some of us.
Okay. Some of us are enjoying the game. Some people just want to watch the world burn.
It's more stimulating to hate.
Yeah, hate,
Outraged.
Exactly. The outrage mob and the anger and the vitriol. Why this? Why that? You killed my favorite thing or whatever. But I like that other thing. It's like, oh, but wait about this thing. Anyway. Getting sidetracked.
So with the items, how many uniques are you using in your build right now?
Me? I'm actually using, I think, 4 or 5.
All right, I'm using 4 and on 5. And if you think about what they talked about in this podcast is that they don't want you to deterministically craft all your end game gear. Because honestly, I don't have any plans to change my boots or my wands or my armor. I don't care. If there's a rare that's better, I don't even care. I like all of my gear. And looking at being able to get tier 1 modifiers and this and that, not that we're in a position to suggest anything, but your character has what, 100% fire resistance?
Yeah, if you get the mod.
Okay, and mine has 60% chaos resistance. So imagine if, obviously not every character is going to be able to have that, but if there was a defensive layer for each ascendancy to allow you to go towards specific unique. And what if there was like a suggestion? Like, you know how like Dota has those tool tips where it's like if you go this hero, you should buy this item.
Very
or
true.
whatever the hell. Maybe there should be some sort of tool tip.
Well, there is that, but even I myself, I didn't even know there was a health bar until like.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I mean, that health bar is there, but like I guess maybe a more in your face kind of thing. I don't know.
But that'd be interesting to me. I mean, I don't want to talk about another company's game, but everyone in that game pretty much knew which uniques were good for which class.
Mm-hmm.
So
is that the game that had an adventure mode?
The game that came before that.
Oh, okay.
The 2.
Oh, the 2.
The 2.
The D2. Got it.
But yeah, that's interesting to me because like the chase of getting that perfect item that makes you do the perfect amount of damage and you have the perfect defenses. I actually don't mind that disappearing. That's not a big deal to me. Although I would like it if they tried to challenge the players and make like a one-off challenge league to see if people really wanted that version of the game and maybe give people an opportunity to play that version of the game. Put your money where your mouth is. You really want this? Really want this? Maybe when you load up the game, there's 3.13 Classic League or something, and then there's Standard League, and then there's Hardcore League, and then there's the Standard.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, at the same time, they're already going to have so many things. They have the hard mode going.
Yeah, well,
they're going to have the standard. They're going to have the new league mechanic.
I mean, they have that battle royale happening every weekend.
Oh, so you're talking like that, if they do like a challenge league for like a weekend or something like that.
Well, not like a weekend. Like, I don't know. Let's say after the first month, boom, Classic Ritual League, join now, like something like that. And then it runs to the end.
It's interesting, but I would also see it as, would that be them technically considering a defeat? Like
no,
like...
because it would be a way to see if people really want it, and make it bare bones. You don't get those little yellow freaking global announcements for people getting achievements. It's just literally bare bones 3.13. Start from 0. If y'all like this much, boom, here it is. Like something like that. If this is what people actually want, because honestly, I mean, you've had some bumps. I've had some bumps with my character, but after fleshing everything out and finding out what items we want and where we want to be with our characters, it's actually been pretty fun.
Yeah.
And I get that we're not playing the same game as everyone else. We're not killing Cirrus. We're not killing Maven. We're not going through these crazy
same with
maps.
99% of people also.
Yeah.
So yeah, like my question is, these people keep saying that you need to be able to beat Cirrus. You need to beat all these things.
I don't know. Is it fun?
Like, is it fun? Like, are you really enjoying the game, or are you just the person in someone's stream chat that's saying, "Hey, how come you haven't beaten this boss or that? Why aren't you playing the game?
Yeah.
Like, why are you watching a stream instead of playing the game?" Like, I don't want to seem negative about it, but then, like, most people that usually talk shit to me on my videos and whatnot, they're usually telling me, you haven't played enough, or, oh, this is a casual, or this is a person who doesn't know anything. It's like, And again, the answer still stays: how many thousands of hours do I need to fucking put into the game to quote unquote be a non-casual?
And even then, is it even fun?
Yeah, because
It doesn't sound like they're having fun. It's like
it's a game. And I feel that you guys, I hate to put it on these guys, but the content creators that made up these supposed best build, fastest way to make exalts, yada yada yada. And it's like, dude, now you are unintentionally gonna skyrocket the value of all those items you put in there. If you request any build, the point of this game is to have fun and build your own. And most people are like, no, man, you have to have a build. Well, I'm still running, and I've gotten to only 20 deaths so far. I was trying to do 0, but that failed really quick. Then I was trying to do under 10. That also failed. So now I was trying to do under 20, and now I've hit 20. So now I'm trying to do an under 30 build. But either which way, I am level 92. I've died a lot more recently, now getting into like tier 15, tier 16 maps. But my own build, and I'm still trying to make it mine. And the thing about it is I'm still playing. A lot of these other guys that say, oh, the league sucks or this and that, or I've done this, I've done that, they're done. And I don't see them ever coming back unless to, I don't know, harass other people, say, how come you haven't done it? I did it. What's taking you so long? Well, isn't the point of enjoying a video game just playing it and then wanting to play it and wanting to learn it? The best example I would have to say is recently as Preach. I don't know if you guys are aware of Preach Gaming. I made a video of him recently, and he's doing a completely unguided, blind playthrough where he's just learning everything he learns on his own. His chat when he streams is just in emote mode, so he can't read what you're saying. He can only see your emotes. So he knows when you guys are making fun of him or whatnot, or going like, oh, you know, pog, or, you know, whatever. But the fact of the matter is that that's also bringing back to this one. Sorry, we've kind of strayed off topic what the overall podcast was, but people were asking, what about the wall in the game? You know, like once people get there, you have to go to trade, you have to get this, you have to do that. And then Chris, his answer to the wall was, you need power and you need knowledge. And the power, obviously, you can get through either getting better gems, upgrading your gems, gem cutter prisms on things, or upgrading, you know, your skill tree. Maybe your skill tree is all messed up and you don't have enough HP, or maybe you don't have enough damage, etc., etc. And then a lot of people, then at the very end, you can go to the items. Now, naturally, items are the fastest way. Or again, bring it back to Homeboy Preach. Today, he was doing the Merciless lab, I think the 3rd lab, right before you have to actually use offerings to the goddess. And Homeboy died, on the lower end, I think he died 17 times. On the higher end, I think he died 19 times. Doing that, and he kept dying right at the end. He's using a Flicker Strike build. Again, he's not reading what chat's saying. But when he finally beat it, number 19, you cannot change the way he feels. You cannot emulate the way he feels. You cannot take that away. That is his accomplishment and his alone. And that right there was amazing to them. He was just like straight up like, wow, I did it. Yes, this was me. How do you like that? And it was something amazing, honestly. Like, it was great. It was.
Oh my god.
Well, we had talked about that before. The bosses you remember the most are the ones you struggled
I
against.
thought I killed him in this corner. When he was stood over here, I
you
thought
never
he
beat
was fucking dead.
But the one asshole that you hate
Nope, still had it down. All I
is
could do was
they're
throw
gonna
the button
leave
down and
an
hope for the
impression
best,
on you,
man.
and you'll never forget them.
Oh my god.
So yeah, same thing with me when I fought that
Not worth event, but we got there.
this 3.15 Uber Izaro. Like, I fought that guy forever. It took me, I think, at least 2 or 3 minutes to fight him and beat him. But I beat him, and yeah, I'll still remember that motherfucker. But just covering some other topics. I mean, again, this usually turns into a rant. We don't have really too much that just like LinkedIn and how we're doing it. But again, just to me, I feel that everyone needs a different mindset. Like, you got to understand, we're thinking, and I think it was Crouching Tuna. He said it perfectly, where he's like, the players have a very narrow mindset, and they don't really understand what it's like for the big picture with the developer. And like he said, he respected him as far as like the overall thought process they have in items such as things like auction houses and whatnot. So the answer to that is no, never. There'll never be an auction house, because most people, when they think about an auction house, it's you know, something where it's kind of like you just buy off of a person, bam, 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 got it, then you're out. But again, that's gonna crumble and destroy the marketplace overnight. And right now, like you said, he has almost the best, economy for market. It is capitalist stream. So if you can craft stuff and make stuff or find stuff that other people can't, you can make a shit ton of chaos or exalts or fucking maybe even a mirror off that.
And they already have problems with RMT fucking sites already. Imagine if they can manipulate the auction house market and funnel people through those scammy YouTube videos, and then basically they'll pre-buy all those cheap uniques or whatever the hell through the auction house. They'll hoard them, release that video, and start slowly distributing them at high prices one at a time. Imagine something like that happening. And not to call anyone out by name, but we know a couple of them people that depend a lot on those YouTube builds to decide whether they're going to have a fun build. And I couldn't imagine just logging in one day. Actually, that happened to me. Nagamahu's Flame, last league. I put it up as like a 10C unique, and then all of a sudden, a 5 link almost costed like 60C, 70C, some crazy price.
That's because somebody.
Yeah, it's because of some YouTube build. So imagine if you could manipulate an auction house with bots like that. Yeah, not good.
Not good. It would literally crash the full economy. And again, props to Crouching Tuna for being like, damn, I didn't think of it that way, and I respect. Thank you. You know, it's nice to know that you're not trying to kill your game overnight. But most people, again, they're only looking, and they got that tunnel vision. They're like, why can't I have this? It doesn't make sense. And then it's like, you got to realize, you got to take a step back, realize that you're looking at a tree, but then you look around, you're in a forest. Like there's more than that one tree you're looking at. You're in a forest, buddy. So it's like, you know, take the step back and look around. But other things that were just kind of eye-catching or just ear-catching, I guess, when they were talking about it, is that he said future content upgrade or, you know, spoiler. He said that when the expedition, this currently gets back into the main league, the artifacts, or he called them splinters, which I guess makes sense, but the artifacts from that are not going to be tradable, and they will be auto pickup just like Azurite. So now the question on that is, what if you're doing something like that with, you know, your buddy or homie? I guess whoever's instance that is, they're going to pick it up, so you're not going to be able to get any of that.
I mean,
it's going to be non-tradable, unless if both get it. That'll be sick, because it's non-tradable, right? Have both get it, but I don't know. Or maybe whoever's closer to it. I don't know.
I actually like how heist works, where like if you don't really want to do heist, you can kind of sell your like heist items. But you know, if that's how they want to do it, because I guess there was so much complaining about the splinters that he's like, you know what, we'll change it. We'll try it out. But honestly, I enjoy giving you all my rogue markers and giving you all my contracts and stuff. And if I actually had to do those, I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I didn't like that until recently. Now that I'm starting, like I said, I'm trying to do every single one of them.
Yeah.
And I think now I might have hit a good power spike that I can actually do the Temple of Atzawaddle.
Okay.
Because before I couldn't do it earlier this league. I just was not fast enough. I barely killed the fucking what was it? The Architect of the Room. And then I couldn't get anything else. I couldn't unlock any doors. So I think slowly, now that I'm leveled 92, I feel like I'm good enough. I'm able to do tier 15s, and I did one tier 16. God, Jesus. That's some fucking hard shit, I'll tell you. And I noticed this, I really have to check my modifiers before I finish and choose or whatever. So.
And on that topic, he did talk about the discrepancy between really strong range builds and really strong melee builds. So that is being worked on.
So yeah, so I mean, like, again, I am playing a melee totem user, but I'm not using my totems and running away like, yeah.
Jesus
no,
Christ,
I'm actually,
okay.
I want to be there. I want to be there to support. I know this is, again, the wrong way to play it. Everyone tells me in chat all the time, no, you got to go all in on totems. That's how you get your damage. But I already have a minion build. I played that before. I'm trying to have a unique, different one. So I'm throwing the guys out there, and I'm coming in with them. It's like, we're fighting together, yo. You know, we're together in this. It's family. But anyway, aside from the whole little family thing, the Atlas is being condensed, but that was something they talked about before, where I think it's only going to be 4 zones instead of, what, the 8 or 9 zones we have right now. It's going to be a lot easier to get to the Cirrus fight, so I like how they're cutting the fat, because even I, myself, am still working on getting to the Cirrus part. I think I only have, like, 12 Watchstones currently.
You need 20.
I know, 20. Jesus Christ. All right, so I need to keep on working, keep on chucking.
And I do like that they're giving everyone a chance, because there's going to be a huge end game change in 3.17. So everyone who hasn't beaten Cirrus and Maven yet, well, this might be your last chance in 3.16.
That's true. I mean, even I haven't. Well, yeah, they're giving you one more chance. So hopefully next league I'll be able to do it.
But you never,
But,
it might not be a complete change. It might be more of like, maybe you can get to it like you can get to Adzeri or something.
Oh yeah, where she's still there, but she's not really there.
Yeah,
She's not the
something like that.
main. Got it. That would make sense
Maybe.
too.
We'll
We'll see. The also another big thing that I took from this podcast was, dude, party progress finally. Because I remember when we first started, we were trying to play together, but then it's only one person's thing is getting updated. It's not, the story and the quest items. Only one person can pick it up. So hopefully now, if you're both there and you're in a party, your quest it'll drop 2 quest items, one for me, one for you. That would be cool. Because then it's dual progress. You're both in it. I understand they're trying to stop that for botting. I get that, but man, bots really fuck everything up. They don't want it to end up like WoW. Woo, yeah. And then next one, let's see here. Oh, by the way, another reason. Again, shout out to these 3 guys: Crouching Tuna, GhazzyTV, and GrimroPOE. Congrats to you guys. You guys caught his attention when talking about the leaderboards. And you could see him genuinely interested, going like, we were thinking about this, but go on. Tell me more about this. What do you mean? And then because they could elaborate, because they were like, well, this is why. This is what you can do. How about this? Maybe this. Yeah, what this? Oh, expand on that? All right, well, if we expand on that, this is what we're thinking. He's like, I like all of it. You guys got me thinking. You know what? We could possibly do that. And do you understand? If you already have a solution in hand or something that could potentially work, and you have the ability to talk to a lead dev, or a production dev. I don't think he's the lead game designer.
Or maybe he's quality control. Who knows?
He could be QC, but what he was saying, he's the producer. So what he does is he basically makes sure that everything gets finished on time. So that's what he's there, and he knows enough about it. But like he was talking about, what was it, Mike or whatever, Neo or Nero?
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Sorry, buddy. But I think it's Mark or something like that. He's the guy that's in charge of all of the designs and everything. And basically, the last thing that I can think of, and then I'll throw it over to Mono if he has any other things to this, was the future plans to make the maps in general just juiced as they are. Because right now, if you ever try to use white, red maps, I know, sacrilege, but this boy had a hard-ass time. So I wanted to at least get into the red maps to see if I got anything. I got 2 logbooks out of it, though, so that was pretty good. I magicked it. But anyway, they're going to be juiced up normal. So if you were to see a normal map, I think it's anywhere from 5 to 10%. And then if you magic it, it gets up to about like 20, 26, not even 30. And then if you rare it, then it can get up to about 55% for item quantity. I can't tell you all the other ones. But now I think what they're going to do, if the map is normal, it's going to be in the 20s. And then if you magic it, it'll go to 30, 40. And then if you rare it, it'll be like 55 plus. And then that's a good spot. And then he says, then if you add the scarabs, then later on, it'll juice it. It'll be even more juicy. Super juicy. But that's basically a great thing. That means you're going to have to put in less scarabs. I rarely use scarabs, but I mean, I know
I use them for blight.
Yeah, blight. I use it for, elder items and things like that. You put it in your map device. That's cool. But there you go. I mean, that's my overall thoughts on this podcast. I mean, there was more to it. They were talking about it. But, oh yeah, I guess the other thing we could talk about is the campaign changes. I do like how they changed Act 1. And they definitely have plans to do all 10 acts. But I think that's going to be every single update patch. So we'll probably have Act 2 finished by 3.16. Act 3 will be 3.17. Act 4 will be 3.18. Unless if they do double time and do 2 acts in one patch. But, again, there's so much. Like, I did like how he said that he addressed player feedback. So 3.16, they are addressing all the concerns that were brought up in 3.15, because and that's crazy. They acknowledged. They said, yeah, we screwed up and we lost a lot of players' trust, so we're trying to win it back by 3.16. And he's like, oh, 3.16 is gonna have so many changes and buffs and things like that for the players to win back, you know, our overall trust. So props to them for seeing that and going with that. And as far as like, you know, anything new besides just like kind of updates on the campaign, like an actual change or being like, you know, a certain other company like a D3 that had adventure mode that nobody cares about anymore. See, that's the thing. If you give, sometimes you say you want it, but you don't want it.
You think you do,
right?
but
That-
you don't.
That quote can be applied to many other things that may also be a lawsuit.
Ah, yes, for another company that
Terrible.
has a B in their
You
name.
think you do.
But anyway,
you don't.
guys, Mono, anything else for you? We're trying to wrap this up because I know some of these we can just keep on going. But
No, I'm just glad the 3.11 to 3.13, that whole crafting system is pretty much put to rest. I would like complete closure just so people can stop bringing it up, and them having that little challenge league and challenging players to have a specific amount of turnout and playtime. And if that's really what you want, you know, give people an option. I mean, a lot of these players have been playing the game forever, and that version of the game is what they liked. I mean, World of Warcraft made a lot of money off of Classic, so you know you could have Classic POE, Classic Ritual, or whatever the fuck. I mean, I really think if people really want it and there's enough turnout, I mean, I wouldn't. It wouldn't inconvenience me at all if, when creating a new character, there's one more little rectangle that says Classic Ritual. It wouldn't bother me at all. So.
Okay. So I mean, there we go. Guys, let me know in the comments below. You know, if you want to hate me as usual, continue. But thank you guys very much for watching. Let us know what you guys thought of this. Like I said, this is probably the most well put together and concise. And they also ran it to the point where it wasn't where it's like, oh, Chris, well, you got to go now. Oh man, we have so many other questions. They were pretty much, yeah, we're wrapped up. We can end this and we can kind of just continue on. So, like I said, props to them. Again, we had Ghazzy, right?
GhazzyTV.
GhazzyTV.
Crouching Tuna. And Grimro.
And GrimroPOE.
What a Yu-Gi-Oh nerd.
No, what, Grimro?
He is a Yu-Gi-Oh nerd.
Is he a Yu-Gi-Oh nerd? Oh, bleh. Well, he definitely knew a lot about Magic the Gathering. So, like, it was funny. He was hitting him with both Diablo and Magic the Gathering, you know, like references. And Chris Wilson was just like, I get. You know, he hit him with that Captain America shit where he's like, hey, I got that reference.
I understood that reference.
But all right, guys. Thank you very much for watching, as always. And we'll see you guys out there. Later.
Extraordinary. That was the most fun thing I've done in any game for a long time. Like, so rare do I get a challenge like that. I have no doubt it's because my character is dog shit. I don't care. It presented me with an awesome challenge, and the fact we beat it was so fucking satisfying. So satisfying. That was cool. That was some really good shit, man. I had a blast with it.
Freeze! Who are you? What are you doing here?
Hold your fire! I'm a human!